Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be looking at the top 100 greatest ever FPL managers, including their team selections, player ownership, transfer plans and more. I also connected with one of the managers who's answered some questions, including what to do with Antonio. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like so it can spread to others, and if you'd like to support the channel further, links to both my Patreon and YouTube membership are in the description. Enjoy the video. With the many millions of FPL managers, just 100 meet the criteria to join our list. The criteria to join this list is a minimum of 4 top 1k finishes or a minimum of 7 top 10k finishes. They are undisputably the greatest managers to have ever played the game, with a record to prove it. Their decision making, planning and understanding of the game is exceptional. We call them the Elite 100. That said, there's actually slightly more than 100, but to keep it simple, we'll use percentages when going through their teams and moves. Let's start off with the Elite 100's team selections. By aggregating all of their teams together, we can arrive at a consensus team, which is a full squad of 15 players that they agree on having the most. One reasonable conclusion you could draw is that the higher ownership a player has, the more you should consider owning them. The Elite 100 template team is as follows. Significant changes in just the space of one game week. Last game week's 3-4-3 is now 3-5-2. Martinez drops out and Raya comes in on the bench, which is something we discussed in the last video, due to Martinez's low ownership and missing game week 4. Ayling also drops out and White comes straight into the starting 11. Arsenal kept a clean sheet against Norwich, so that decision they got correct. In midfield, 94% own Salah, which has remained the same. The biggest change is that last game week 87% owned Bruno, who has completely left the midfield. And unsurprisingly, Jota joins the team, who will have no doubt been selected to free up funds for Ronaldo. Ronaldo comes straight into the consensus team, with just under 60% of the Elite 100 owning him. Another decision they got spot on as he picked up a brace against Newcastle on his return debut. With Antonio at 97% ownership, the Elite 100 will have decisions to make, following his disappointing red card against Southampton. As a result, he'll miss one game. We sent a few questions to one of the Elite 100 managers and asked him what he'll be doing about Antonio's red. More on that later. Heading into Game Week 4, here are the moves they made. A wide spread here compared to the last video. Around a quarter of the Elite 100 took a -4 hit, and 6% took a -8. It's fair to assume that many felt a hit was justified for a player like Ronaldo with a fixture like Newcastle at home. 29% were able to roll their transfer too, which is impressive as they subsequently did not move for Ronaldo and have decided to sit out for one game week and reassess. Before we take a look at their transfers, we caught up with Mark Mansfield from the Elite 100. He has an incredible 9 top 20k finishes, which includes 7 top 10ks and 2 top 1k finishes. He answered a few questions on current talking points. Here's what he had to say. The first question was, what's your plan following Antonio's red card? He said, not sure on Antonio yet. Selling is definitely a possibility and is the aggressive strategy. I've got a limited bench, so I'm not against it. The next question was, who are the best Antonio replacements? He said, given I have no money to upgrade, I'd need to do a -4 to go up in price. I think the obvious option within that price range is Jimenez, but it's not very exciting. Less obvious is Saint Maximin. He's so lively every time I see him and is actually producing returns. The third question was, what's your longer term plan with Ronaldo? He said, the original idea was to ship Ronaldo for Lukaku in Game Week 7. Yesterday changes nothing for me in that respect. And the final question was, is there anyone you don't own who is top of your watch list? He said, not particularly. I'd like to get Reece James because he's so exciting. Torres is certainly being watched also. I want to see how things shake out with Foden and KDB before committing to him. A quick look at the chip usage among the Elite 100 next. A staggering 36 used their wildcard in Game Week 4, which as we can tell from the transfer data was primarily to fund Ronaldo. None have used their free hit yet or the triple captain. 3 used their bench boost back in Game Week 1, which was an interesting move and we discussed that in the last episode. On to the Elite 100's transfers. The joint most popular moves were Ings to Calvert-Lewin and Ings to Ronaldo. Logical moves with Villa fixtures having turned this game week. On our last video we did an interview with Dan Bennett, who has 9 top 10k finishes, and his plan was to drop Ings for Ronaldo. An excellent move for those that made the switch. Unsurprisingly, Fernandes finds himself in the most transferred out too, with Jota and Traore from Wolves the two most commonly used to free up the money for Ronaldo. Livramento continues to get minutes for only 4.1, and he'll be certain to rise to 4.2 before Gameweek 5, which is still great value. 4 of the Elite 100 went for Lukaku as their Ings replacement, which was an equally good move in the end, having scored identically to Ronaldo. Chelsea's fixtures turned from Gameweek 7, so they might be looking to get a transfer ahead of the curve with the Lukaku pick. Brandon Williams on loan at Norwich also snuck into the most transferred in list, another very cheap defender who's been getting minutes. You can consider the transferred in column a watch list worth paying attention to, considering the record of the managers who want these players. That concludes this video on the Elite 100. We'll continue to follow them closely throughout the season and check in when possible for a catch-up interview on the latest talking points. Thank you to Mark for taking the time to answer the questions. A link to his Twitter is in the description. Likewise, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like the video and hit subscribe to support the channel. I read every comment, so let me know if you liked the video and what you thought of the Elite 100's teams.